Don't make this mistake when you're telling people about your business. Imagine you're networking and someone asks you what you do. You answer with your elevator speech, nail it. Then they lean forward, interested, and say, "Oh, really? Tell me more." Think hard about what you say next because there are lots of ways for coaches to answer this question, and only one of them has the potential to immediately generate a referral or take the next step into a conversion conversation. And that answer? It's not what you think. Hey, coach, I'm Ronnie Noize. I spent 25 years figuring out what actually works in coaching. Now I'm retired, so my only agenda is sharing those smart ideas that help you succeed. Today's smart idea is all about what to say appropriately and strategically when your elevator speech elicits that delightful "tell me more" response. Here's what you need to know. About 40% of coaching clients come through referrals and word of mouth. People are talking about you. That means nearly half of your potential clients will be referred to you because of conversations like the one we're talking about today. But here's the problem. Even if coaches nail their elevator speech, which is the short answer to the social question, "What do you do?" they often completely fumble the follow up when someone says, "Tell me more." The good news in this video, I'm giving you my proven framework for the perfect response. You'll learn how to explain what you do in a way that fascinates, a simple three-phase structure that makes what you do easy to understand and remember, plus real examples you can adapt to your coaching niche. By the end of this video, you'll know how to deliver a conversational response that feels authentic, builds trust, and positions you as the go-to coach for the clients you really want to have. Ready? Let me walk you through it. Let me tell you about Jennifer. She's a health coach who spent 3 months perfecting her elevator speech. She practiced it until it flowed naturally. Then, at a networking event, someone responded with genuine interest. "Oh, that's fascinating. Tell me more." And Jennifer froze. Then she started rambling about her certifications, her process, her rates, her office hours. The other person's eyes glazed over within 30 seconds. The conversation died. The opportunity vanished. Sound familiar? The research tells us that 70% of all jobs are found through networking, and the same principle applies to building a coaching practice. Your elevator speech opens the door, but your follow-up is what gets you invited inside. Problem is that most coaches either sound like they're delivering a sales pitch or they're so determined to sound authentic that they don't prepare anything at all. And then they babble or freeze like Jennifer. All three of these approaches fail. What works is having a thoughtful framework that feels like natural conversation when you don't need to memorize word for word, just the broad stroke. The framework, my 30-second follow-up in 3 simple phases. I'm going to walk you through my 10-step model, but don't let that number intimidate you. We're organizing it into 3 logical phases that flow like a story. And remember this critical rule: no using the word "I" until step 7, and even then, just twice. Why? Because when you lead with "I," you're making it all about you, but your prospect doesn't care about you yet. They care about themselves and their problem. So we're going to talk to them about them first. Let's start at the beginning with phase 1, setting the stage with steps 1 through 3. The first phase is all about showing you're listening and establishing rapport. Step 1 is what I call the echo. The echo is when you repeat the last word they say or the gist of what they say, kind of as a question plus an affirmation. So when they say, "That's interesting," you echo it back. "Interesting, right?" Or if they say, "I'd love to hear more," you might say, "More? Okay." This tiny mirror creates connection and confirms you're actually engaged in a real conversation. This exact conversation, not delivering a canned speech or pitch of some sort. Step 2 is using 3 magic words. You know how. These words are a psychological cue that signals what's coming next is relatable. They lower defensive barriers. They create a sense of shared understanding before you've even stated the problem. Step 3 is where you outline the situation, naming your ideal client as the star of the story. Now, this is really important. Use the category name of your ideal client, like business owners or executives or new moms, parents, whatever your niche is, but never use the assumptive "you" when talking to someone, even if you're 100% certain they fit into your ideal client profile. Why not? Because it's presumptuous and can feel really pushy, even aggressive. You know how you struggle to manage your weight? Feels kind of accusatory. But you know how new moms struggle to prioritize their own health? It feels observational and next, in phase two, we're going to paint a picture of a problem so vivid that your listener will start mentally scanning their network for people who need you or comparing your story to their life experience. But first, let me show you how the author of this framework, me, former marketing coach, used these first three steps. So, someone asks me what I do, and I respond with my elevator speech. I help small businesses attract more clients. And the person responds like this: Really? How does that work? My response incorporates all three of the steps we just outlined and sounds something like this. How does it work? Okay, you know how a lot of small business owners love what they do, but they hate to market? Notice there's no I yet. The focus is entirely on the business owner's situation. It's conversational, it's empathetic, and it invites agreement. To make it even more engaging, you can nod while you're talking. Phase two paints a picture of the problem in steps 4 through 6. Now we deepen the story. Step 4 introduces the specific problem or barrier using the phrase. But the problem is, this is where you articulate what's blocking your ideal client from success, what's in their way. Step 5 identifies the consequence. I like to use the phrase, so what happens is, you're showing the negative effect of ignoring the problem. This step makes the situation real and urgent. Step 6 is perhaps the most underrated step in the entire framework: the pause. During the pause, you make eye contact to hold the floor and let the scenario sink in. Why? Because silence is powerful. You know that, coach. During that pause, your listener's brain is actively working, reviewing their contacts, thinking about someone who fits exactly what you just described, or even recognizing themselves in the story. If you don't pause, this just doesn't happen. Let's continue with our marketing coach example. But the problem is, without marketing, there are no clients to do for. So what happens is either they have to get a job to support their hobby, or learn how to market to keep doing what they love and get paid for it. Pause. Make eye contact. Let the process work. See how the stakes become clear? We've now identified a scenario worth solving, and we haven't talked about the coach at all yet. Phase 3, positioning your solution in steps 7 through 10. This is where you finally get to introduce yourself and explain what you do and how you do it. But notice we're more than halfway through the follow-up before you do this. Step 7 is your introduction and process mention. Well, I am your functional title. And with my simple X number of steps process, my clients learn how to. You're establishing credibility by mentioning you have a multi-step process, but you're not getting into the weeds. That comes later if they ask and if the conversation continues. Step 8 and 9 work together. They're essentially a testimonial without the formal structure. You explain what your clients say after working with you, the results, and how they feel about those results, the emotional transformation. Step 10 wraps it up with the ultimate outcome using phrases that conversationally signal your story is coming to a close, like at the end of the day, or bottom line, or what matters most is. This is your cherry on top, the final flourish, the big picture transformation. Here's how our marketing coach finishes. Well, I'm a marketing coach. And with my simple 4-step process, my clients learn how to market their businesses in a way that's comfortable for them. My clients say they're relieved to have marketing strategies that attract clients instead of chase them, and they're thrilled at how easy it all is because the strategies play to their strength. But at the end of the day, what probably matters most is that they finally found a way to get paid for doing what they love. Beautiful, right? Now let me give you 2 more quick examples of the full script so you can see how this adapts to different niches. Example 2, the career transition coach. Absolutely. You know how sometimes mid-career professionals feel like they're stuck, like they've climbed the ladder only to realize it's leaning against the wrong building? But the problem is they have financial obligations and responsibilities that make a career pivot feel risky, if not impossible. So what happens is they stay in the roles that drain them, and it starts taking a toll on their health, their relationships, and their confidence, and maybe even their job performance. Well, I'm a career transition coach, and with my 5-step process, I help my clients identify careers that align with their values and create realistic transition plans. My clients say they feel confident for the first time in years, and they're amazed at how possible it becomes when they have a clear roadmap. At the end of the day, they're actually excited about Mondays again. Example 3, the wellness coach. Great question. Yeah, you know how successful women in leadership often feel like they're running on empty? Because they're giving everything to their careers and families, and their health pays the price. But the problem is they don't have hours to spend at the gym or get regular me time. So what happens is they end up exhausted, dealing with stress related issues and feeling guilty about not prioritizing themselves. Well, I'm a wellness coach, and through my 3 step sustainable wellness method, my clients create simple routines that fit their demanding schedule. My clients say they're sleeping better and have more energy than they've had in a decade, and they're shocked at how small changes create such significant results. But I think what matters most is that they've learned they don't have to make a choice between their success, their family, and their health. Now let's talk about why this works. The framework works because it feels like a story, not a pitch. Stories engage our brains differently than facts and features do. And because you're not using I until you fully establish the problem, you avoid triggering that defensive, they're trying to sell me something reaction. The beauty of this structure is you don't need to memorize it word for word. Once you understand the 3 phases and the broad strokes, the beats, so to speak, of each step, you can adapt it to any conversation. It's authentic because it's your story about your clients, just organized in a way that holds attention and builds credibility. With over 167,000 coaches worldwide now competing for clients, differentiation isn't just about what you do, it's about how effectively you communicate it. And in those crucial 30 seconds after someone asks you to tell them more about your business, you either position yourself as a solution or you're just another coach who can't stop talking about themselves. Let's recap what we covered today. Your 30-second follow-up has 3 phases. First, setting the stage, where you mirror their interests, use the storytelling opening phrase, you know how, to set them at ease, and then describe your ideal client situation without being presumptuous. Second, painting the problem, where you identify the barrier, the consequence, and then pause to let it all sink in, giving them time to mentally digest your words and compare it to their experience or the experiences of their friends, family, or coworkers. Third, positioning your solution, where you finally introduce your function, which is your title, mention but don't explain your process, share what your client say and feel as a de facto testimonial or review, and wrap it up with the relief, the ultimate transformation they get. Remember, no I until step 7, and even then only twice. Keep the focus on them until you've earned the right to talk about yourself. And don't be assumptive of the other person's situation. It's better to talk in third person when talking about your business in this conversation than try to qualify the person you're talking to at this point. Because you could be talking to your perfect client, sure, or your perfect client's best friend, family member, or boss, and that could mean an amazing referral is on the table, unless you get too pushy. Speaking of referrals, here's a thing that's happened to me more times than I can count. After I wrap up my 30 seconds, the person I'm talking to often says, "Wow, I totally have a hot referral for you." And I say, "That's great. Thanks. Who is it?" And they say, "Me. When can we talk about working together?" And then they tell me how they immediately recognized themselves as I was talking and couldn't wait to tell me, but wanted to see how the story ended first. So you see, this isn't about being manipulative or salesy. It's about being strategic in how you show up in conversations that could change your business or change someone else's life. Was this helpful? Leave a comment to let me know your biggest insight from this video or your number one question. And remember to subscribe for smart, simple strategies to grow your coaching business with confidence. Thanks for watching, Coach. I'm Ronnie Noize, reminding you that today is a great day to be a coach.